Eric's here to play. MiniWarGaming's Beat the Cooler Bat Rap!
Hey there, MiniWarGamers. Owen here from MiniWarGaming with
Ross.
Ian. All right, and we are playing 2,500 points of Warhammer 40k. It is my Tau with a few Eldar against Eldar and Space Marines. People still play them. I don't know why. But we've already rolled off. They've got first turn unless I can steal the initiative, and we've already deployed. So I'm going to show you the armies. We're doing just kill points. I have a little bit of an advantage because I've only got 17 and they have 21, but I'm playing Tau, so that's my argument. Not that that's a good one. So I'll show you the armies here. I'll play mine first, seeing as I'm on this side. And we've got Ion Head, Railhead, 3 battle suits with Plasma Melted, Feel No Pain, 3 more with Plasma Melted, Feel No Pain, and a Divination Farseer. Jack with his Ion Cannon and Plasmas and Feel No Pain and Skyfire just in case. We've got the Battlesuit Commander with Missile Pod, Plasma, Iridium Armor, CNC Node, the Multi-Spectrum Tracker, and Feel No Pain and a Shield Generator, and then a group of Plasma, Missile Pod, Feel No Pain Battlesuits. And I have a few reserves, 2 Sunshark Bombers, 4 groups of Fire Warriors, and some Dire Benders. So I did bring troops. There were troops in that other game, but anyway, so you guys want to call out what you got here? Just pick it in. Alright, there we go.
This end we've got a Wave Serpent with 5 Fire Dragons, X-Arch with a Fire Pike and Tank Hunters.
5 Scouts with Snipers Rifles, no Camel Cloaks. 1 Mortis Contemptor Dreadnought with Carriers Assault Cannons. A Rapier Laser Destroyer.
And we've got Eldar Alfuan with 3 Warlocks, which is an Embolden and Singing Spear, Enhance and Nothing.
10 Terminator Assault, Storm Shield, Thunderhammer, Thunderfire Cannon.
We've got Wraith Lord with Wraith Sword and Missile Launcher, and 5 Pathfinders in the woods.
And 5 Combat Scouts.
And in reserve,
A few reserves here, right?
we've got 5 Warp Spiders. X-Arch has got Power Blades and an extra Despina.
10 Stern Guard, 5 Combi Melter, 5 Combi Phasma and a Drop Pod with a Captain. And an Ironclad in a Drop Pod. Twin Heavy Flamers and Chain Fist.
His arms got lost in transit. That's what
Yeah.
happened there.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna steal the initiative. No, I'm not. That's disappointing. So you guys have first turn. I'm going to close that window.
So we start off with the Eldar Space Marine turn 1. Eldrad's casting Fortune, which goes off. Now he's only rolling 2 dice because we both have wards of witnessing or wards of ruining, or runes of witnessing or warding, whichever one it is. Because we would both normally get an additional one, take away the highest, but we both have that ability that makes us each roll an additional die, so we just cancel each other out. And then his scouts move up on the right flank over there. These are the ones with just close combat weapons. They don't have snipers or anything like that. The Rangers, though, they just hang out. And rolling to see how far, or what kind of forest that is, rather. And it ends up being a 2-up save against wounds caused by grenades, which is something that will not come up at all in this game. From here, they start moving the other units here. So he moves his Wraith Lord up. He just hangs out behind the scouts. The Terminators, they move through the difficult terrain 6 inches. They just fly through that. And start heading towards my Tau Battlesuit gun line. See if they can cross that 24-inch gap and get in there and kill me. Because if those Terminators make it across the board, the game's over. And that's basically all it comes down to. Can he make it across the board? So they move up, and they've got tons of, and it's all Thunderhammers and Storm Shields too, so they have all 3-up invulns. So it's not even like it's going to be easy to kill them with anti-tank armor or anti-tank weapons. Eldred's council then moves up, and they all move up a little bit closer. Condemptor just kind of hangs out in the terrain there, and his Wave Serpent flies up past the scouts over on the other end of the board. Now we're moving in the shooting phase. The scouts start running. They get 5 inches, so they run up towards my flank there, trying to get a little bit more movement. And then the Terminators run 6, so they've gone 12 inches this turn, and still are flying across the board. So they basically made it halfway. If they can get the other half, then they're going to be in close combat, and that'll be the game. And then Eldrad's group moves another 2 inches just to get that little bit closer. because he wanted to get a little bit closer, and that's about that. The Thunderfire Cannon then shoots its 4 shots at my battlesuits here, and he's going for the Strength 6 shot. First shot misses, so it goes off 11 inches away, so that's a miss. And the second shot he fires, that one's it's close, ends up hitting my commander, so he got 1 hit from that. Third shot now, that's a hit, so he gets 3 more. And the last one hits as well, so 7 hits altogether. Oh no, 5 altogether, my mistake, because there was only 2 from those. And he does a bunch of wounds, but my commander takes all the wounds, and he has a 2-up save against everything and lives, because that's what he does. The Wraith Lord ends up just running another 2 inches to get a little bit closer. Now the snipers are going to shoot at my commander and his guards, and they are hitting on 3s, and 6s are AP1. So 2 AP1s, and now we're rolling to see if he can wound. So on a 4+ he does a wound. This is the normal one. It does a wound. These are the AP1s. They do no wounds. So 1 2+ save on my commander, which he fails, but he has Feel No Pain, which he fails, so he has 3 wounds left. So one of the first shots, and they wound my commander. He then fires his Contemptor Dreadnought at my tank, or rather the las cannon at it. So he gets 2 dice. He needs a 4 to glance. He does get a pen. I have a 6-up, and I make it. Good old disruption pods, keeping me alive. He then fires a Bright Lance at my other tank, which hits. Oh no, it's just a rocket, sorry, not a Bright Lance, but it fails to do anything, and that's that. The other snipers, the human snipers, now take shots at my battlesuits and Farseer, and they get lots of hits, but they don't get the AP1 on the hits. They only have rending if they roll 6s to wound. So for the wound, he does 1 wound, 3, and he makes it. So that's that. Now the Contemptor runs a little bit. It was the las cannon that shot the tank, not the Dreadnought. As I might have said Contemptor, but it was actually that. Anyway, beginning of the Tau and Eldar, I do Prescience, which works, and then I do Foreboding, which also works. And then I tried to cast Scryer's Gaze, but I realized afterward I failed it, which is good, because I can only use 2 spells anyway. So she's got those 2 up, and that's all my Farseer can do. My tanks then all adjust, because they want to move their cover saves up into the 3+ or 4+ margins. And my battlesuits jump out with all of their different guns to basically mow down whatever's in there. These battlesuits jump over, because they're going to need to put everything they have into those Terminators, because I can't let them get across the board, which they are in range for rapid firing, or at least some of them will be. And my commander and his group move up and hang out up there. And they, of course, have a 3 wounds on my commander already. The Riptide, he just moves up as well. Does he get hurt from the crater? He does not. So here we go. Does his gun get hot? It does not. So it's now a large blast, and it hits. So it gets 6 of them. Wounds all 6. 3-up save against 6 of these. He fails 1. 2 Terminators are already taken out. The next shots here coming from my battlesuits, firing away with their plasmas, which rerolled the hit. Blam blam. And they do 3 wounds. And then the missile pods that do 4 hits and then 2s to wound, they do 3 wounds as well. So 3 invulns. Here's the normal saves first, which he passes all of those. And then 3+ invulns, and he passes all of those. So no damage, none. Now my commander gives up his shooting to use his CNC node and multi-spectrum, so they ignore, or they get to reroll the hit and ignore cover. And so they get 4 hits with plasmas, and they do 4 wounds. And then missile pods hitting on 4s, rerolling to hit. They all hit, and then wounding on 2s. And they all wound. So 6 regular saves. Here we go. 2+. 1 failed. So another Terminator goes down, and then he's got to make 3 3-up saves. Or force 3-up saves, and he fails 3 of them. Ooh. There we go. So nearly half, more than half of the Terminators are wiped out already. Most of my guns aren't even shooting yet. Firing the missile pods from my battlesuit to the far end, they do not reroll to hit. And then they're plasmas that can glance on 6s, so they get a few hits of those. And then no damage from the plasmas, and 1 pen from a missile pod. 5-up Jink. He does not dodge it, so what does the missile pod do? 5. It is immobilized. So that is the end of it dodging. No more Jinks for this guy. It's only AP4, so there's no bonus. Was kind of hoping, but there's not. But now I'm going to start firing my ion cannons. First one hits with all of its shots, and then his missile pods that, in hindsight, can't even really do anything. So, yeah, because it can't hurt him. So I roll, but anyway, 5s to glance, 1 pen, you can't Jink it. 3, now it's snap firing, and as are the guys inside of it. So even if it gets destroyed now, the units that will disembark will be snap firing. I fire yet another ion cannon at it. 2 hits. 5s to glance. And nothing. So we're going on to another ion cannon. 3s to hit. Oh, I'm going on to the railgun, my mistake. Pen, but it turns out he has his little disruption pod thingies, or not disruption pods. Yeah, we messed that part up. So we thought it exploded, but then it turns out that he reduces my gun to only strength 8 because he's an Eldar, and that's what they do. But I finally get another glance with my other ion cannon, which finally wrecks this thing and makes all of the melted or fire dragons jump out. But thankfully they will be snap firing, but they are not pinned. Morale check on the Terminators, they actually fail it, so they run 2d6, 5 inches, running back towards their own table edge. Silly Space Marines. But they are Space Marines, so they will automatically rally and get 3 inches of movement, and then they'll be able to move normally. Now, that was the Tau beginning their jump back, so the Riptide jumps back into the crater. No dangerous. Then my battle suits. First, my commander's group. They're jumping a few inches back, looks like 7. So they jump back and hang out in the back corner there. And then my last group of battle suits, or my second last group, with the Farseer, they jump back 7. Now the jet bikes also, Eldar jet bikes can also do the assault move. That's why he moves along with them. And then my other battle suits at the very end of the board, they jump 5 inches, which is not quite enough to get them all behind it, but it is enough to get 2 of them. The last guy kind of half covers himself, so at least he'll get some kind of save. So here we are at the end of turn 1, and things are looking pretty good for the Tau. But things are always looking good for the Tau. We've got First Blood right here, destroying the tank, and the Terminators broke and were on the run, but they're Space Marines, so they'll be okay. And that's about it. Oh, and my commander took a wound. And that is all that happened on my end of the board. But we blew a bat tank, and so we're moving into the Eldar Space Marine Alliance turn 2.